Hello, you're listening to the Career Changemaker podcast. Having the courage to leave a career that you have worked hard to build and try something else can be tough. So in each episode, we dive into key career change strategies so that you have a clear understanding of what is required to transition into a new role or a new industry without feeling like you have to start at the bottom or have to take a massive pay cut, because #ain't nobody got time for that. If you are ready for frank and honest discussions about how to become a career change maker, keep listening. I'm your host, lawyer turned career strategist and executive coach, Janine Esbrand. Hello, and welcome to this first podcast of 2024. It is good to be back after taking a much needed break. So unfortunately, I have picked up a cold, which is not surprising given how freezing it is right now here in the UK. But I did want to show up regardless of sounding a little bit bunged up and a bit nasally. I have some reflections that I want to share. And as we are in the first full working week of January, I have committed to getting the podcast out. So I usually do a wrap-up podcast at the end of each year, kind of just sharing some of the insights that I gained, a summary of what's been going on in the year. But this year, I didn't get to do one of those episodes. 2023 was an interesting year. I experienced some very high highs professionally and some extremely low lows personally. So over the past few months, I've been walking through grief. I lost two people that I cared about dearly in close succession, and it's been tough. And when you experience grief, as they say, life goes on, right? Your role as a wife, as a parent, as a business owner, it still continues even when you're grieving. So navigating your way through that season can be challenging. So for me, I just committed to doing the things that I had to commit to doing and let go of a lot of the other things. So I granted myself grace and took the time that I needed. But one of the positive reminders that has come out of this season is that tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. Sometimes we live our lives like we have all the time in the world. We put things off, we procrastinate, and just seeing people unexpectedly lose their lives just brings into focus how important it is to take action. If there is something that you want to do, do it. If there is somewhere that you want to go, go. If there is something you want to change it, go for it. And me personally, it's renewed my commitment to leaving a legacy. And for me, legacy looks like knowing that my presence, my contribution has made a meaningful impact in the lives of others. And I am blessed that I get to do impactful work each and every day through running this podcast, through coaching my clients, through speaking on stages, through training within organizations. When I get to help someone to change their career, they are changing their lives and in turn impacting the lives of those around them. Oftentimes when I finish working with my clients, they are thanking me, but also I get thanks from their spouses because they are no longer having to listen to their loved one complaining about their work situation. So I've seen the impact and I'm just excited. I'm excited to have a renewed commitment to the work that I have been called to do. And I am super pumped to be reopening the Career Changemaker program for the January cohort with a different kind of energy. I feel like in the past I have opened the doors to the program. I've run the program because I know that that's the way that I can support people. And I welcome people in and I support them and it's all good, but I don't think I really fully articulate the value that comes through this program. And so going into this cohort, I'm bringing a different kind of energy. I'm bringing if you're a female professional with 7+ years industry experience and you want to pivot into a more meaningful and impactful role while securing a 5-figure salary increase in 2024, You need to be in this program, like need as in capital NEED, to be in this program. If you've been taking small steps towards change, but you've not made the strides that you want, this is your invitation, or maybe your sign, to join the Career Change Maker program. Like, I'm not playing. We've made some enhancements, we've made some changes that are going to make getting results quicker so much easier. So we've made enhancements, we've made changes that are going to make getting your results quicker and easier. We've made some enhancements and changes that is going to make getting the results that you want so much easier. And I'm super, super pumped about them. So inside the program, you're going to learn how you can take a more data-driven approach to figuring out what your next best move needs to look like. And also you're going to learn the effective strategies that you can implement to land an ideal opportunity within 90 days. We lay it all out inside of this program. We give you the blueprint, we give you the step-by-step so that you don't have to guess, you don't have to wonder. You just come in, follow the steps, be guided by me and my coaches, and get results. Okay? So the doors are opening on the 14th of January. So get yourself on the wait list so that you'll get an email when we open up. We have a limited number of spots for this cohort, so I suggest you get yourself in sooner rather than later. Head over to www.careerchangemakers.com/waitlist to get on the waitlist, and then you'll receive an email when we have officially opened up enrollment to the public. When you get the right support, your success can be accelerated significantly. I want to share a story with you from yesterday that demonstrates this point so well. So last summer, July 2023, I injured my left ankle/foot. I was wearing these really cute, very flat, quite hard Zara sandals all summer. I went to Mexico where I was walking up and down in this huge resort, back and forth to the room, back and forth to the lobby. You know what it's like when you go on holiday with children. They always want something. Once you've gone to sit down, they need something they left in the room. You're going back and forth. So I was wearing these all around the resort. I was also trying some different exercise classes around that time. And when I got back in July, I started experiencing pain when I was walking. And I went to the doctor and I was told that I likely had an Achilles injury, so Achilles tendonitis, something along those lines. And they referred me to physio. So I've been going to physio for the past few months. I've seen a few different physiotherapists over the past few months. They've given me exercises to do and I've seen some improvement, but have not been pain-free. So I've still had stiffness, I've still had pain, which has prevented me from doing my usual physical activity. And so I've been getting frustrated because from July up until now, like, we are going on 7 months, and this is a lot to not be able to do what I'm used to doing in terms of fitness and stuff. So I had to switch my physio provider. I'll spare you the details as to why. But because I had to switch my provider, I went in for my first session with a new physio yesterday. And when I told him what's been going on, he was saying, you've been dealing with this problem for a while. Let's try some ultrasound therapy on your foot. So I'm like, okay, go for it because I need this foot to heal. So I'm there and he uses this machine and he does the ultrasound therapy on my foot, probably about 15 minutes or so. And when I tell you, today, I have not experienced any pain. Like, normally when I wake up in the morning, I get up and my foot hurts, it feels stiff, and it takes a while for me to be able to mobilize it to get into my day. But today, it's been absolutely fine the whole entire day. So this physiotherapist used a different technique to the 2 others that I have seen recently. And it has absolutely done the job, or at least it appears so at this point. And it just highlighted to me the importance of being open to change. I was reluctant to change physiotherapists. I was like, I don't want to have to meet another therapist. I don't want to have to explain to another person what's gone wrong. I want to stay with the person that I've been with because they've been working with me. But having this change was a godsend because he used a technique that the other physiotherapists did not bring to the table. And I recognize that sometimes if you've been doing things the way you've been doing them for a long time and you're not getting results, it's time to show up and do things differently. And perhaps that means seeking out different support. So my question to you today on this very first podcast episode of 2024 is, what do you need to do differently so that you can get different results? What do you need to do differently so that you can get different results? You get to write the script on this year. What story do you want to be able to tell at the end of 2024? This year, I'm going to be bringing the real to my email community. So I share bits of my perspective and my life and my experiences and my clients' experiences here on the podcast. And I love doing that. But what I also love is sharing the behind the scenes, the thought process, and the things that maybe I don't feel as comfortable sharing here on the podcast because it's such a public platform. So if you want to see more behind the scenes, if you want to hear more of my unfiltered thoughts and opinions, then come over to my email community, come and join the Prepare to Pivot email series, and you will start receiving those emails. So go over to careerchangemakers.com/prepare to pivot, and I'll link that in the show notes, and get on the email list because we are going to be sharing a lot more this year. I am definitely in a space of show up unapologetically, give the people everything that they need in order for them to make a change type season. And so I want to bring you along with me. So whether you are in a space where you're trying to figure out your next move, if you're in a space of being in the process, if you are reflecting on a move that you just made, like you're all in the right place. But I want you to come over and join me in that community. So careerchangemakers.com/prepare to pivot, join the email list. If what I have said today resonates with you and you know that you've been procrastinating on getting the help that you need to make the shift that you want to make in your career, I invite you to come and join us inside of the Career Changemaker program. Join the waitlist so that you can join the program and join the many other female professionals who have become career changemakers because they decided to get the right support at the right time. All right, that's the end of my invitation. That's the end of today's episode. That's all from me today. I'll be back very, very soon. But until then, look after yourself and keep moving towards your career goals. Bye. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe to the show so that you don't miss any future episodes. Also, I would love to know what your biggest takeaway has been from today's episode. Come over and join us in our Career Changemakers community over on LinkedIn so that you can join the conversation there.